Well, let's see how it all went down. Dwight Freeney, the most watched ankle in the entire week.
We told you he would play.
He went.
Can't miss a Super Bowl.
He would go. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning, the first ever matchup of 4,000-yard quarterbacks in a Super Bowl. Opening possession of the Colts after the Saints went 3 and out. Peyton Manning was dissecting that Saints defense to start things off. After a Dallas Clark reception, 3 plays later, there's Austin Collie, 14 yards.
There's the first blitz of the game right there, and they hit Austin Collie for a big first down.
3 plays later, 3rd and 5 from right at the red zone. Manning looking for Pierre Garçon, but just out of reach. Colts settle for a field goal and draw. First blood, 3-0. The Saints don't score again. Colts get the ball back. 2nd and 10 from their own 15. Joseph Addai had a good night, Michael.
Joseph Addai was averaging early on about 8 yards per carry. It looks like the Saints were ready for pass, but Colts were able to run.
Oh, good play call by Peyton Manning, changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
And then 3 plays later, 3rd and 1 from right around midfield. Here is Joseph Addai getting the first down and then some. Longest run of the game by anybody, 26 yards.
Did you see what he just did to Darren Sharper?
Great move. We always say Darren Sharper's a great guy to second. But I don't know about that tackling on that play. But we got to give Addai some credit. He ran effective tonight.
And then 3 plays later, we got our first touchdown of the game on 3rd and 6. Peyton Manning, nice throw to Pierre Garçon.
Soon as one player went down, the cornerback went down for the Saints, Peyton Manning went right to the replacement and scored this touchdown.
Look at the set. The set was a great setup. Moshi used great feet, got off the jam and stayed inside, then stacked him over top.
A 96-yard drive time, the longest drive in Super Bowl history, lasted 11 plays. Now the Saints are down 10, needing some points in a hurry to stop the momentum from wearing a blue shirt. And then Drew Brees finds Marcus Colston down to the Colts 29. 3 plays later, 10th play of the drive, 3rd and 3. Here's Dwight Freeney. What a nice ball rush right there.
Yes, he looked fresh early in the game. Now, this was his only sack. You can see a couple plays before that, he had a spin move. This one was a bull rush, and he gets there for his only sack.
It was the only sack of the game for the Indianapolis Colts. 6th play of the next possession of the Saints. Here's Lance Moore, wide open, nice move. 21-yard gain down to the Colts, 23. It's 10-3. 2 plays later, 2nd and 17. Marcus Colston, first down to the Colts 3-yard line.
For Marcus Colston to be a big receiver, he runs inside the numbers very well.
Very well, Dion. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Mike Bell slips and falls. That's a loss of a half a yard. Sean Payton, what's he going to do? He can go for the field goal, make it a 10-6 game, get the points, but he decides to go for it.
Why not? He's got 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen to the right side. Go for it!
And he goes for it. Comes up with nothing. Gary Brackett, the first one to hit Pierre Thomas, and Clint Session polishes him off. What a big play.
They had to push, but it seems like it took too long to get the handoff to the running back. They had to play block well.
But the Saints defense makes the Colts go 3 and out, and they use their times out to make sure that there's 30 ticks left on the clock, and Brees finds Devery Henderson. So they get a field goal right before the end of the half, and just when you thought that had all the wind out of their sails, they come out of the half. And with the first onside kick in Super Bowl history, before the 4th quarter, Chris Reeves recovers for the Saints. What a call and execution.
They surprised him on this, and the Colt defender had a chance to catch this onside kick, but it doinks off his helmet, and the Saints recover after about a 30-second fight for the ball.
A real fight at the bottom of that pile. You know they were scrambling for that football. But I like the way the kicker came up to swing his leg like it was a full kick, but he did not make a full kick.
So the fleur-de-lis with some momentum now. Again, they got a field goal at the end of the half after getting nothing on 4th and goal. First play after the onside kick to start the second half. Pierre Thomas, then Devery Henderson. They're inside the Colts 40. 2 plays later, Brees to Marcus Colston. 9 yards more. They're on the cusp of the red zone.
It was a play that they kept running. They kept hitting Colts right in the middle of that zone defense.
And then 2 plays after that, dump it off to Pierre Thomas, and he does the rest.
Fox 2 halfback screen strong here. That's a touchdown for the Saints, and it was 1 less possession for the Colts. That was huge to start the second half.
Saints' first lead ever in a Super Bowl, up 13-10, but old Peyton Manning is putting his chin strap back together on his helmet. 6 plays later, Dallas Clark What a gorgeous throw.
Yeah, Peyton got out of the pocket a couple times to the right and threw beautifully from the run.
I got to look at that again.
You got to see that again. Not only the throw, let's look at the route. Standing straight up, giving him a great lane to throw the ball, and only Peyton Manning can stick it in like he did.
So the next play, 3 plays later, 9th play of the drive, 3rd and 5. Manning all sorts of time as Clark again down to the 4-yard line. And the very next play, Manning hands it off to Joseph Adai, and we have a touchdown in Super Bowl 44 by somebody not named Pierre in the end zone. Joseph Adai gets a celebration from Eli Manning up and running in the box.
Broken tackles. 1, 2, 3.
Touchdown.
That's how you answer
Colts
after they score a touchdown.
Get it right back. 17-13 they lead after a Saints field goal makes it a 1-point game. First play of the 4th quarter. Manning to Pierre Garçon. 17-yard gain to the Colts, 46. Garçon at 66 yards receiving, just like Austin Collie had on the night. 3rd and 12. 3 plays later, Manning to Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne, they didn't use him a lot, but he moved the chains a bit, but he ran great routes, and he has to be upset right now.
Well, he did come up, we'll talk about that in a moment. He did come up 2 yards shy right there, and the Colts decide to go for it on 4th down, just on their side on the other side of midfield. Nice play with Reggie Wayne right there.
Yeah, and you cannot, on a 4th and 2, play outside in. You got to get inside and make that receiver take an outside release.
3 plays later, 3rd and 11. Austin Collie was the intended receiver, but Jonathan Vilma knocks it away, and they go for a 51-yarder with Matt Stover. Were you surprised about that?
I was really surprised because Stover has a range. Great kicker, been effective all season long. He had the distance, but pulled it a little bit to the left.
And Peyton Manning and the Colts come away with nothing, and they still only cling to a 1-point lead. The Saints get the ball in quality field position after the missed field goal from the Colts 47. Reggie Bush, a 12-yard gain right there. Bush had 5 rushes for 25 yards. 3 plays later, Breeze dumps it off to Reggie Bush. He had 4 catches for 38 yards.
I thought they would go for Reggie more because you can't cover him with a linebacker at all.
There's David Thomas, a 9-yard gain on 2nd and 4 down to the Colts
at this
5-yard line, and then 2 plays later in the town and where he went to college from
right here in Miami. You get Jeremy Shockey just on a simple slant route, and he makes a great play for a touchdown.
They're up 5 with less than 6 minutes to go. The charge says go for 2. Lance Moore cannot corral it according to the officials, but Sean Payton believes that is a converted 2-point attempt. And sure enough, after further review, Lance Moore gets the ball and creases the plane of the goal, and that is a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he must have had good help from the box up top. He's got possession. His butt crosses the goal line with the possession. The ball is over the line, and it gets kicked out of his hands late. That's why the official thought it was a bobble, but it was a kick out. That is a 2-point conversion and a good challenge.
And how huge is that? Instead of being up 5, they're up the full 1 score of 7 with Peyton Manning getting the ball back in a Super Bowl with 5.5 minutes to go, and Manning began to go to work all sorts of time. Finds Pierre Garçon on the other side of the field. 17-yard gain. 3 plays later, 5th play of the drive. They're on the same side of the field. Reggie Wayne, New Orleans native, weaving his way through traffic to the Saints 36. 3 plays later, 8th play of the drive. Just when you thought Manning was going to get this done, here comes Tracy Porter with the pick.
What a great read.
674 yards the other way. And instead of it being a tie game, the Saints are up 2 scores in Super Bowl 44 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
And you heard him right here talk about it, Dion. It's the timing of it. He studied. Remind me a lot of the view time. He knows when to make that risk for that big play.
He just jumped in. When you make a play like that in a time like this, you know study and preparation had to be involved.
And that is the way the Port Allen, Louisiana native put his home state team up by 2 scores over the 4-time MVP Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, who get the ball back with time running out on their chance to get a second Super Bowl in 4 years. But there's Austin Collie free for 41 yards. How did that happen, Dion?
Seam route. The slot corner has to carry the seam. He didn't get the head around. The slight push off. Very effective. And you know Peyton Manning is going to put the ball where it needs to be placed.
41-yard gain. So Manning from the Saints 30 dumps it off to a die after the 2-minute warning. A 17-yard gain down to the Saints 13. 4 plays later, though, the Saints defense is stiffened enough to make it a fourth and goal attempt. If the Colts don't convert, the game is over, and they don't convert. Reggie Wayne can't bring it in, and Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints take their very first victory formation in a Super Bowl. Tracy Porter with a pick six of Peyton Manning, eventually sealing the deal to make the New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champs for the first time ever. Sean Payton, in his 4th year as head coach, realizing the dream of so many New Orleanians and so many folks who have been rooting for the Saints, waiting for this to happen. Drew Brees with a 32 for 39 night for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, is the Super Bowl MVP. 31-17 is the final score, and as you might imagine, the party is underway in New Orleans.